there, everyone, and welcome to UpNorthLive Unscripted at 6:30. I am Maya Engel, live in our digital studio, where I am live every day. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. We are so close to Friday. If you're watching, you're probably done with work for the day, so just one more day and then it's the weekend. You got this. And if you're wondering what the forecast is going to be like this weekend, well, luckily we have a meteorologist on hand who can give us an update on what we can expect for the weather this weekend. Hey, Trevor.
A meteorologist is so handy to just have on hand, as you say.
Very convenient, yeah.
Very convenient that we just have one of those. So I'll give you a quick update on that. We are expecting a few more isolated showers and storms through tomorrow. Tomorrow will be very similar to today. Lots of sunshine for some clouds here and there, and a few isolated showers and storms cannot be outruled, just like we had today. Some people are getting downpoured on as we speak, and others not getting anything. So the start of the weekend on Saturday, I think will be a nice day. I don't think hardly at any rain chances on Saturday. It's the one day that I think we might just not have those pop-up showers and storms possible. It's a little too early to tell for sure. But at the moment, it looks like a really nice day. And then Sunday, later on Sunday, it looks like we'll have some showers and storms work back into the forecast as a shortwave trough kind of slips through the regions later on the weekend. So I'll talk about that. And also, it looks like it's going to be fairly warm and also humid. So I'll give you that in the full rundown and the main weather in just a little bit.
I'll catch up with you again in a few minutes, Trevor. Thanks so much for that. Let's turn things over to our question of the day. So today, we want to know, do you think every school in Michigan should be required to have a resource officer? 67% of people who have voted say yes, 33% say no. If you haven't voted yet, so you see that little QR code on your screen. Yeah, you can just scan that with your phone and you can vote right on your phone right there. And you can also leave a comment on this live stream to let us know what you think about this. So on our Facebook post with this question, we have 94 comments. I like to read through some of them just to kind of understand where people are coming from with their answers. So I'll read a few of those. So the first one that comes up is from Lisa. Lisa says, yes, but funding would be needed. Mindy says they're incredibly helpful. Matt says, I'd be interested to hear what the kids have to say. That's a good point. I think a lot of people who vote on these polls tend to be adults or parents, and it's a different perspective from what the kids who are actually in these schools every day might have. Lisa says, sure, just someone to talk about life situations and life laws of relationships or anything else that students need to talk about that they're sometimes afraid to talk with their parents. So good idea. That's a really good point, Lisa. Not only are school resource officers available to help keep kids safe, but they can also be a really good resource for students to just feel comfortable talking about anything they may need to talk about with. Leah says, I think it's a good idea for kids to get to know these community members and know they are safe people and helpers, whether that be police, firemen, or whomever, as long as they are carefully vetted and background checked. Papa Gnome, thanks for commenting on this one. Papa Gnome says, it should be on the city to provide one for each school. Corey says, no, each district should decide for itself. The more local things are handled, the more the government entity is doing the will of the people. They are intended. Okay, so let's see. Amy says, unfortunately, the education budget reduced funding for school mental health and school safety by 90% for the upcoming school year, which will certainly affect districts' abilities to provide resource officers and other valuable staff and programming. And then there are a ton of comments of people just saying, yes, yes, yes. Someone says, Debbie says, yes, and metal detectors. Our kids are a first priority. So yeah, a lot of yeses that are commenting on this Facebook post. So we just got a comment live from Jeremy. He says yes. So the reason why this is our question of the day is because a lot of school districts across Michigan will have bonds and millage proposals on the ballot on August 6th. In Presque Isle County, voters in 3 school districts will decide if they should keep resource officers. So this is our story that our reporter Daniel Zivian was working on today. He actually spoke with the county sheriff about his deputies in schools, and here's what they had to say.
It's not even a question like if they're needed. The day-to-day things that they cover is amazing. Everything from just that kid wanting to say hi to him and make him feel good, to school safety, to lockdown drills, to, if there's drugs being brought in, assaults being happen, and just the overall safety of the school.
Presque Isle voters need to approve the school resource officers every 4 years. Sheriff Brubaker says, like many departments, his is short-handed, and a break with the pattern would just mean more stress.
If the millage failed, The school resource officers probably wouldn't be in the schools right away until we could figure out what the county budget and what we could do to try to get an officer back into school. It would definitely be a hit because it is so reliant on it. It pays for 3 full-time wages.
The millage ensures a presence in Onaway, Rogers City, and Posen schools, also covering private and parochial schools in the area. Without the taxpayer, Brubaker says they would likely have to choose one district over another.
And that's just a choice that I would really struggle with because of all the kids. Those kids go to school for an education and they want to feel safe. Their parents want them safe. Those teachers want to be safe. Every school resource officer in the state of Michigan, I'll speak for them, that's what they do.
If approved, the millage would raise almost $300,000 for this year. In Presque Isle County, Daniel Zivian, Up North Live News.
And I'm going to put up our question of the day one more time, just in case you didn't vote yet and you have another chance. So do you think every school in Michigan should be required to have a resource officer? And in case you are a voter in Presque Isle County, just so you know, the ballot says for every $100,000 of taxable value, the millage would remain at $33 each year. And Presque Isle County voters will also be voting on funding for ambulances and for senior transportation. So again, that is why this is our question of the day. If you think every school in our state should be required to have a resource officer, we will circle back to our question of the day a little later, but I'm going to turn things over to another top story that we are working on today, and that has to do with Michigan's budget. So we have been taking a close look at what's being funded here in northern Michigan as part of the state's recently passed budget. And of course, a major issue around not just northern Michigan, but the entire state has been housing, or more so the lack of housing. And that, of course, has made it difficult for some places to hire people, because if you don't have a place for them to live and for them to afford to live, they can't work here. So in Grand Traverse County, multiple schools came together to ask for funding to build a housing development. So the goal is to build housing with specific units set aside for teachers and staff. And the state actually awarded $5 million for the project. And as our Allie Baxter reports, it took a lot of organization and schools coming together to make this happen. So here's Allie's story.
For a long time.
It's not a secret Grand Traverse County is in need of more housing, and what's already out there doesn't completely meet the needs of educators.
There was a feasibility study on what was needed. There was a market study of what was out there and available, as well as a lot of planning about how exactly to go about this project, what to build, how to build it.
Which led to a coalition of educational institutes and organizations putting together a vision for housing for their teachers and staff.
The schools have made us aware over some time that there's significant issues with their retiring workforce. And as they recruit new people to work in the school system, housing obviously is a challenge.
The development has plans of being built by Blair Elementary School and to be
affordable and right-sized for attracting those much needed educators.
By educators, Call says that's not just the people in the classroom, but everyone who makes up the education community.
It's for support staff, it's for cooks, bus drivers. Some of the most important people that we can have in this community and attract to the community are the people in our school system, along with our public safety and our nurses, the other bedrock positions.
It's those bedrock positions Call explains help create a foundation to make the quality of life in Grand Traverse County better for its residents. And this project could be the blueprint to get those industries housing too. Are there any other industries here in northern Michigan that you feel like are in need of a type of housing like this?
I really feel that the best way to answer that question would be to say there's no industry that's not in need of housing.
Let's bring in Allie Baxter now, live from our content center. Hi, Allie. Thanks for being on Unscripted again.
Oh, twice in 1 week. This is so fun, Maya.
We are so lucky to have you twice in 1 week. Mark and I were joking earlier that we should just have a whole segment for Allie, because you are on here so much, and we're thinking it could be called Allie's Alley, and you go to a different alleyway every day.
Well, hey, I love talking to you too, and like breaking down these stories a little bit more. So I will never turn down an Unscripted with Maya.
Well, we definitely appreciate it. And this is a very interesting story. So we know that the state did award this project $5 million. So What is the next step to turn this idea into a reality?
So pretty much the next step is actually, like you were saying, like to turn it into a reality. It's getting everything together, making sure that they can actually enter into phase one, because it's really expensive to build housing, right? That's why we actually don't see a lot of things being built, because things have gotten so expensive with inflation. So as soon as they were telling me that as soon as they got this money, they were going to be able to move forward with their actual plans to see what's feasible for them to even build in that area. It is an area by Blair Elementary School. TCAPS owns a lot of land over there, so that's where they're eyeing the development to be.
So is this project going to cost more than the $5 million they already have from the state?
I would expect it probably will, but I think definitely what the state has given them is given them a lot of cushion to be
Mhm.
able to afford to still build. And as you saw, there is so many different organizations involved with this. So I think everyone is supporting each other through this.
And then have you talked with any of the schools in the Grand Traverse area about how this will impact them?
So that was definitely one of our goals for today, was to be able to connect with some of those superintendents one-on-one.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it just wasn't a good day across the board for everyone. Everyone has super busy schedules, or they are taking advantage of some of the vacation time before they themselves are back in the office, back in the classroom. So Warren Call, who we did get to speak with today, who was one of those key participants in being able to get some of the funding, he was able to explain to us, especially the need of being able to have housing like this, because the schools have come to them and said, hey, we really want to be able to attract this top talent to our schools, but this younger generation, they aren't able to find housing here. And also a big shout out to Mark Gillette, who our anchor Mark Gillette did a story actually a couple months ago about kind of breaking down some of the industries that are struggling to find housing. And I was able to pull some of that data again. And so it says specifically within Grand Traverse County, elementary school teachers, they can afford to rent, but they don't make enough to actually own and buy their own property. So hopefully that is what this housing development is seeking to kind of bridge the gap of.
And something you mentioned in your story is this housing development will be there'll be units set aside for school staff, but then will there also be units available for the rest of the general public?
That's definitely how it's being pitched. Is this is a housing development, and it is being created to be able to meet that affordable housing need, but at the same time there is going to be units set aside for specifically educators. And I know something I touched on in that story as well is educators doesn't just mean, the teachers that are working one-on-one with the students in the classroom, because it means the entire education spectrum, our bus drivers, the people who are working with school lunches, and the support staff, those who are working in the administration offices, working one-on-one with some of these superintendents. It's really everybody. So it's not exclusive just to teachers in the classroom. They're really trying to make it affordable for everyone to come here so that the quality of our education here in Grand Traverse County is top notch.
Allie, in about 30 seconds, is there anything else that you want people to know about this project?
Um, let's see. I would say I think it's very impressive that all these organizations were able to come together. We had Grand Traverse Area Catholic Schools, we had Interlochen Center for the Arts, we had Traverse City Area Public Schools. So the fact that all of them were able to come together and say, hey, we are all seeing the same need in our schools, that we really need a place for our teachers and staff to be, I think is very significant. And it shows that they are also looking out for their staff as well.
Sure. And now I wonder if other districts and other counties are going to see this and maybe kind of follow suit and do something like this on their own.
Yeah, that's definitely that's what Warren Call was saying. He's like, this would be a really great blueprint, and we're hoping this serves as a template for other counties across the region too that are having the same struggle.
Absolutely. All right, Allie, thank you so much for joining us on Unscripted. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll check in with our meteorologist, Trevor Robideau. He'll have more details about what you can expect for the weather forecast this weekend. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Unscripted, everyone. We're going to bring in Trevor Robideau, our meteorologist. And Trevor, what's going on? It was a pretty nice day out there around northern Michigan for the most part.
Yes, I would consider it a nice day in my. I don't think obviously there's a few showers and storms around this evening, and that was predicted. We knew that was going to happen for somebody, so it's almost like kind of look at it as like maybe you're unlucky if you got some showers and storms today, unfortunately. But I know we stayed dry, and many others did, and that's going to be the story for tomorrow as well. Is that you might run into a shower or two, but nevertheless, they're in the forecast. Well, I'll start off tonight with radar. I'll just share my screen and get going here. So there's a look outside northern Michigan this evening. And obviously, as I mentioned, some showers and storms around, but majority of the area looks dry with some clouds that are beginning to dissipate over portions of northern Michigan this evening as well. Take a look there in the eastern upper across the bridge, southern Newberry County getting some light showers, as well as along the border of Otsego and Sheboygan County there on the bottom of the screen. You can see some light showers and storms. And the main area getting any significant weather this evening is Osceola County this evening, just north of Big Rapids. They're getting some showers and storms in that region. Otherwise, again, mostly quiet. And we are expecting these conditions to continue for the remainder of the night. So if you have plans to be outside in the next couple of hours, you might run into a shower or storm. If you're anywhere in the northern lower, you might just pop a shower. It's possible. You might have it happen to you. So just be aware of that if you're going to be outside in the next couple of hours. Otherwise, it looks mostly dry for pretty much everybody. And some clouds will clear out tonight and will stay humid, and that'll give us some patchy fog possible in areas tomorrow morning. And again, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, tomorrow looks pretty much like a cut and copy, just a copy and paste of today, if you will. So as you progress throughout the day, some fair weather clouds and some cumulus clouds will pop up throughout the day, along with some overhanging cirrus. And there's just enough instability available that I think we'll get some more pop-up showers and storms in areas in the northern lower, maybe a couple in the eastern upper again tomorrow, just like we did today. So don't forget your umbrella. You may end up needing it if you're outside later in the afternoon and evening. So that'll do for tomorrow. Again, not any significant chances for rain. Our next really big chance for rain, if you want to call it that, won't really be until later in the afternoon, evening on Sunday, where we'll have a shortwave trough come through that'll give us a chance for some showers and storms. That'll be possibly a little bit more widespread. So beginning of your weekend on Saturday, for the entire day, I think mostly sunny skies. No rain chances, at least not yet, in the forecast for Saturday. It's on Sunday, later in the afternoon, evening, right there, that we're looking at possibility for some showers and storms. We're still tracking this over the next couple of days. We'll keep you updated on exactly what we're expecting. But for right now, it looks like possibility for on and off showers and storms through at least Tuesday morning possible. So that's it. That's our weekend forecast. Saturday, there may be a pop-up shower or two, but at the moment, we're not expecting that. And then Sunday, scattered showers and storms. Come for the next forecast. It's also going to be very humid over the next couple of days. So Friday, tomorrow, and Saturday, a little humid. And then when the rain comes in, Sunday and Monday, it could feel nearly oppressive to be outside. So just be aware of that. You're going to need to be drinking a lot of water. Mostly sunny if you're on the water tomorrow, waves 2 feet or less. That'll do it for the marine forecast. Tonight, 56 to 61, few isolated showers with some patchy fog working in areas tonight, possibly through the morning. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny with the chance for a pop-up afternoon shower or storm, with the north wind switching to out of the south in the afternoon. That'll do it for the extended forecast. There you go. Shower chances work back in Sunday and Monday, and then cold front works through on Wednesday, bringing down our temperatures back into the 70s.
Thank you so much for that forecast, Trevor. We are going to take another short break here on Unscripted, but when we come back, we'll see what our sports director, Harrison Beebe, is up to on this Thursday evening. That is right after the break. Welcome back, everyone. It is time to talk sports with the sportsman himself, Harrison Beebe, live from your car.
Yeah, would you believe it? I'm live from my car.
What are you doing in the car?
I'm I can't reveal that on here. I am halfway between the station, and Turtle Creek Stadium. So I did not make it in time for Unscripted to be set up in the media suite, but I knew how important it was to you that I show up. So I stopped, grabbed some food, and now I'm in said parking lot of Mystery Restaurant ready to touch base.
So no fun fact with Ryan today.
No, we'll find a way to touch base with Ryan later. But a lot going on in sports. The Tigers, whoa, what happened there?
Right?
10-1 final, taking 3 of 4 with the Cleveland Guardians. Who had that going on entering the week? And so they've won 6 of the last 7 games, all against teams from Ohio. So that's pretty cool. Going to the Pittsburghers tonight. They're looking to take, I believe, 3 of 4 with the Royal Oak Leprechauns. That game's going to start in just a few minutes when I get out there. But Maya, I think you've got some video to show. Let's really talk about our Jimmy John Sports Corner guest this week. Stella Bonatti is from Northern Michigan. She grew up in Suttons Bay. She lives in Kingsley now, but she spends a lot of her year down in Florida because she does equestrian activities the full year. She does the Traverse City Horse Shows up here for the summer. That's her horse, Lily, that she's riding. Got to know Lily yesterday when we went out to the barns to see them practice. This is her whole life. She's 16 years old. She does school online. She works 60 hours a week. This girl's life is more professional and committed than anything I've ever done in my entire life. And I'm double her age, so go figure. But great interview with her to get to know a little bit more about that sport. And Traverse City Horse Shows, if people don't know, that is a huge deal out there, what they do. It's one of the biggest equestrian events that's held in the United States all year, and it's right here just outside Traverse City out there by the Grand Traverse Resort and Turtle Creek Casino out there on the Acme side of town.
So kind of where you're heading ish tonight.
No,
I'm
heading to the south. I mentioned Turtle Creek Stadium,
yep.
Not Turtle Creek Casino.
You're
but
right.
I think
you're
that's
not going
where
to the casino.
I think that's where you're headlocked up. It'd be great if they play baseball games at the casino, but
All right, Harrison, we'll have fun at the Pittsburghers game. We will see those highlights tonight at 11 o'clock, and we'll take one more quick break on Unscripted, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Let's take one more look at our question of the day. Do you think every school in Michigan should be required to have a resource officer? 68% of voters say yes, 32% say no. There is still time to vote. Just scan that QR code right now and you can let us know. Well, thanks so much for joining us on Up North Live Unscripted, everyone. We will see you back here tomorrow night. Take care.